to welcome everybody to the Flying Circle. My name is Mike Elgan. I do this every Tuesday at 9 a.m. This is being streamed to thousands of people around the world live, and it will also be posted on YouTube later, so I'll share that with you later. And most importantly, I will be sharing the shared circle of the people who are on this Hangout, and also a few awesome people who couldn't make it for one reason or another. So what we should do now is let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Let us know who you are, and we'll get started. Why don't we start with you, Adria?
Okay, awesome. Am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my name is Adria Nicole. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I've been playing ukulele for just under a year. I started a group here in my area. We do meet-up and jams every other Monday. And what I'm working on right now is a girls group summer camp this summer called Ukulele Girl, and it's going to be girls 10 to 16, and I'm going to be doing basically a 2-week intensive teaching them ukulele and doing fundraising and everything to get the ukuleles that they need, the tuners, gig bags, everything they need so they don't have to pay any money, and I'm just so excited about that project.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. Okay, Ray.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Ukulele Ray, and I am a ukulele entertainer, performer, singer-songwriter, also an instrument maker, but I've done everything from, I have 13 albums. I'm working on my 14th album right now. I've got 4 songs left to lay down in the studio when we're done, and it's out. But I kind of bring the different side of the ukulele. You know, I think probably the professional, side from, doing hundreds of performances a year live on stage, to be endorsed by major brands. I've written jingles for numerous TV commercials. I mean, if you notice in TV commercials, about every other commercial now has a ukulele bed in it.
Yeah.
And I've done commercials for Campbell's, Folgers, Hershey's, and ukulele has become part of our culture now. It's more than just the little, islandy Hawaiian, fun little happy instrument. It's become a part of our culture, and that's kind of where I come in. I'm one of those early pioneers that started integrating ukulele into mainstream music. And
when did you start doing that?
Oh, I've been doing it now for about 10 years, and now I really should have gotten started a lot sooner because when I met George Harrison back in 1987, he told me, he said, "You should be playing ukulele." And I said, "Well, George, ukulele's not cool. Guitar is cool." And that's where George stopped me in my tracks and said, "Oh no, ukulele is cool. It's the only real true instrument." And George Harrison believed that because the simplicity of its tuning and the ease of being able to make a C chord with one finger. And A minor 7 is open strings. Don't even have to touch a string to make a chord. So anybody could be a ukulele player.
Yeah.
And here is a man that played the most complex of string instruments, the sitar, and the most simple, the ukulele. And so it wasn't until George passed away in 2001, I really started taking the ukulele more to heart.
Yeah.
And started doing things with it. And I think that George was responsible for a lot of the rebirth of the ukulele. I think when people found out that he loved the ukulele and embraced it as a serious instrument, it just opened a lot of doors. And now you have Eddie Vedder that just came out with a ukulele album, Pearl Jam. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins is playing ukulele. You're seeing it more and more. The Plain White Tees Train with their hit "Hey Soul Sister," and by the way, I'm sponsored by Fender, and they use Fender ukuleles in that song, and I was the first one out there playing Fender ukuleles when they came on the scene about 3 years ago. And but that's the thing, ukuleles become a part of our culture, and you can see it right here in Adria. She's just been playing less than a year, and I'll tell you what, it's one of those things that I put a ukulele in the hands of thousands of people over the years, and guitar players, and when they touch it and I explain a little bit about its tuning and stuff, all of a sudden they're shredding on a ukulele, and they're turned on. And they can't stop. And I think Adria probably could attest to this. You know, I mean, you probably haven't stopped since you started, have you?
No, I haven't. Being a vocalist, I had played various instruments in the past, and I tried to learn guitar. I fiddled around for about 3 or 4 years, and I knew I wanted a ukulele. Can't tell you why, but I just knew I wanted one, and I finally got one last year, and I mean, it was love at first sight. I have barely put her down. I love her so much. It's just, I mean, it just resonates with your soul, and I mean, it makes you smile. It makes you feel good. You know, it's such a happy instrument.
It does.
So let's introduce the two other folks. New Wave Ukulele. I think I'm not sure if we have sound on you or not. Yeah, it sounds like we can't hear you. So try clicking on the settings in the upper right-hand corner and see if you can figure that out. And we'll go ahead and introduce Doug in the meantime. Doug, welcome, and why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thanks. I'm Doug. I've been playing ukulele seriously for about the past 3 years or so. I first learned when I was about 10. My dad taught me. But I certainly couldn't say I've been playing since I was that age. But I've just been having a great time with it. And,
now, did you play the guitar or any other string instrument in the interim?
Sure. I played, high school it was guitar, played a little banjo. I eventually gravitated to piano. That was, I think, my main instrument. But I always had a uke. My dad taught me. He lived in Hawaii. He loved the uke. And I took it on a backpacking trip about 3 years ago, and we just had a great time playing around the campfire, and decided I ought to really learn how to play the thing.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We were talking about Adria's use of it, and you talked about your use of it. You know, that's one of the great things to me, it seems like, is the portability. When I was young and learned an instrument, I learned all these, big band instruments, which are great if you're in a marching band or something like that in high school, but then you grow up and you can't sit there and play the trombone or something around the campfire.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you do, people will make you go away into the woods. So in your case, Adria, I thought it was really fascinating that, you have an amazing voice, and how do you easily accompany yourself with music? You know what I mean? It's like there aren't a whole lot of options, and it seems like ukulele is like perfect for that. And so
yeah, well, I think that's why a lot of singer-songwriters go for guitar, because it's moderately portable, but you can't get any better than ukulele. I mean, I've been to LA twice this past year, and I took it with me both times. It went on as carry-on, no problem. I didn't even have to consider, can I take my ukulele with me? I just took it.
Okay, so do we have sound on you, New Wave Ukulele?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So introduce yourself, please.
My name is Eric Vosbrink, and I am in almost 25 years now. I've been building guitars, both professionally and personally, and I worked for a major company here in San Diego for a long time, and about 10 years ago, I set out to start making ukuleles. Kind of got into it with a friend of mine in Hawaii, a family-owned company that has been making ukuleles for about 100 years now. Kind of brought me along, and working on design and how to make the ukulele more, not really guitar-like, but make it more of a legitimate instrument as it's coming around and people are playing more sophisticated music, the instruments that need to accompany that music need to become more sophisticated as well.
Yeah, okay. That's really interesting. Now, just very quickly, you're in San Diego. Ukulele Ray is in San Diego. Adria, you're in St. Louis, Missouri. And where are you, Doug? You seem like in some kind of like paradise there. Where are you?
I'm in Northern California, in Sacramento area.
Okay,
sounds like we're patting the West Coast here. Boy,
yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Sounds like we're playing favorites.
Yeah, exactly. So Ray, you have a very interesting ukulele that you built. Can you share that with us?
Yeah. Well, for starters, let me show you this one. The one I'm playing. This is my new signature model. Eddie Finn Ukulele Ray model with Fishman. Cool ukulele system, and I just played this the last few days at NAMM in Anaheim, which is the National Association of Music Merchants, big trade show for the music industry. And you've been posting you posted about that on Google Plus, right? Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some cool posts about that that ukulele.
Yeah, I was there as well on Sunday.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Kind of my claim to fame, are these lunchbox ukuleles, that I, created many years ago. This is about years ago, and this is my double net baritone and soprano. This is now. Keep in mind, now these have been in museums and art gallery exhibits, okay, and most of them have fishing line on them because they've been hanging in museums and art galleries and stuff, and. But this is kind of fun ukulele show and tell. But this is my original Fender 60th anniversary lunchbox ukulele, and of course I have a pickup inside. But the coolest part about this though is my thermos amp. There you take the cup off. This is great for tips, but you don't expect to make a lot of money. But there's the speaker. Right there, and you plug in right here, and Kid is rocking and rolling with his lunchbox ukulele, and and don't forget the milk money. No.
So those are, I don't know what category those custom built instruments fall into, but
these were never made for mass production. I made several for celebrities. I made one for Jason Castro of American Idol. I made one for Paul McCartney, left-handed Yellow Submarine lunchbox ukulele. Made one for Gene Simmons, Greg Hawkes of the Cars.
And somehow I can't picture Gene Simmons playing an ukulele with the tongue and the smoke and the blood and all that stuff.
But it is metal because it's tin, so it's real metal music.
It's literally metal. So what are the different kinds of ukulele? I think a lot of people have seen different sizes, and sometimes you see a really tiny one.
Well, there's the little Soprano. Actually, they get really small at NAMM. There was a little 8-inch scale ukulele about yay big, and it was actually playable. I mean, I was actually able to play it with my fingertips. Mm-hmm. It was incredible. It was amazing. But actually, the Soprano, which is usually about a 10 and a half inch scale. Then you've got the Soprano, which is usually about a 13 or 13 and a half inch scale. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the concert size ukulele, which is just a little bit larger. Eric, what's the scale of most concert size?
Probably 15, 16 inches.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I use as a concert.
You're using a concert.
Can you hold that up, Adria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a concert.
Yep.
What kind is that, Adria?
Lanakai.
Cool. That makes I hung out a little bit at the Lanakai Honer booth. While I was at NAMM.
Okay.
And then you've got the tenor size. And that's the size that I play. And that's for most guitarists going into a ukulele. I always recommend the tenor size. Yeah. Because they're usually wanting something with a little bit larger, fingerboard and with a neck that's just a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. sometimes for a guitar player, it feels a little uncomfortable, playing a little soprano size ukulele right off the bat.
So Eric, why would somebody choose a soprano or a baritone? Like, what's the choice? Is it just personal choice, or is there?
Well, a baritone usually, traditionally, baritone is the top 4 strings of the guitar. It's tuned just like a guitar.
I see.
And so it's the easiest transition instrument from the guitar to the ukulele. And then as you work your way into smaller sizes, it's just range, I guess. You could say some of it could be novelty or comfort, however you feel about playing. But tenor is popular, tuned like a regular, tuned like a standard ukulele, just real high strung, a lot of tension. It actually is probably, for me, the hardest to play as far as comfort or from a fingering standpoint. There's probably a little bit of stamina you got to build up. Concert ukuleles are what I like to play. They're what I like to make. It's what I'm concentrating on right now. Seems to be real popular, kind of between the two, the soprano and the tenor.
I have a book. It's called Ukulele for Guitar Players, and this is written by Ukulele Ray. I think I know this guy. And this is available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Guitar Centers. But if you're a guitar player or you have a friend that's a guitar player, want to turn them on to ukulele, I'm telling you, in 5 minutes, with this book, they'll be shredding on a ukulele. And the CD, I hate to plug, but it's fun to play along to.
Sure.
Because we went through and we produced all these wonderful tabs and chords and arrangements in the back of classic rock music. And it's hard to find tabs on this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just great to play along. And I'll tell you, once you learn one song, you won't stop.
I bet.
Adrian will tell you, you keep going.
Doug, so what type of ukulele do you play, Doug?
Well, as we're talking about building ukuleles, this actually is a uke that I built myself just recently.
That's beautiful. I saw your post on that on Google+.
Yes, so basically I took a class from Rick Turner of Renaissance Guitars. He also builds a Compass Rose ukulele.
Yeah.
And this was at the Crucible in Oakland. And I was inspired then, after building one from his kit, to build one from scratch. So I built this one. This is entirely from wood from my property up in the Sierra foothills. It's McNabb cypress for the soundboard.
Wow, play it.
This is manzanita. This is a manzanita fingerboard. And sure, I'll give a little.
Looks like Aquila strings.
Yeah, it's Aquila strings, and I ended up with a pear shape. I was going for pineapple, but I accidentally made a mistake and cracked it right over the shoulder. But the whole process for me is about mistake recovery, and I recovered from numerous mistakes here.
Oh, yeah.
It ended up being pear. But so anyway, here's just a little tune that I came up with.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
That's incredible.
Thanks. So if you've ever thought of making your own ukulele, I say definitely go for it.
Hey, Eric, let's see one of your ukes.
I have to go out to the shop and grab them. Give me just a second.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Eric makes ukes, beautiful ukes, man.
Very quickly, Doug, what is it? How does it change the experience of playing one when you made it?
Well, obviously, if there's a certain pride in building something yourself, and I've always loved to build things, working with wood and that sort of thing, and just to have that pride of ownership and the craftsmanship that you put into it, but also just particularly taking the class from Rick, there are so many little secrets in building these things, but how thick do you get the wood and that sort of thing. And of course, I'll probably never get to the place. I mean, he can target for a particular tone that he's looking for by maybe making certain parts of the soundboard thicker or adding extra bracing in certain places, and he can actually go for the tone quality that he's looking for, and just appreciating that kind of craftsmanship is it's an amazing thing.
Well, it's a beautiful ukulele. It looks beautiful and it sounds beautiful. It's really amazing.
I'm quite proud of it. I do have to say.
Yeah,
that's the manzanita back there. It's a piece of old growth manzanita that I got up in the mountains there. So
incredible, incredible. So Eric, you were going to show us something.
Yeah, I've got. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, hold it up high. Nice.
Oh,
you built this one.
This is a quilted maple, one-piece bear claw spruce top. So normally you see that like a top would be bookmatched like this.
Beautiful.
But this piece here is just one piece all the way across spanning rather than a bookmatch piece.
Gorgeous.
And how does that sound?
Adria wants one.
It's they're very full-bodied. They're not braced traditionally like ukuleles. Are braced a little bit like a steel string guitar. I cut my teeth on steel string guitars, and it's kind of like a hybrid. It's got a scallop fan bracing in there, and then here we've got a koa, one of the latest simple koa that I made.
Nice.
And same thing, same bracing.
How does that sound? Can you play a little something?
I don't know if you can hear. I don't fancy myself to be a ukulele player, but they're like I said, those are 16-inch scale. The body shape is a scaled down version of the Taylor Auditorium, the Grand Auditorium, different aspects of these ukuleles are, for playability standpoint, you can cock the neck back, you can cock the neck forward. A lot of different aspects of building classical guitars, steel guitars can go into building ukuleles and making a different, more tailored sound.
That's interesting. Now, Adria, you do, from what I can tell, you seem to bring in a lot of, and I think a lot of people are doing this these days. You bring in types of music that are not normally played on a ukulele, and you seem to play that. Is that accurate? Are you sort of bringing in more sort of like American traditional music?
Yeah. That's the thing. I've yet to hear any style on ukulele that doesn't sound good. Everything from, like heavy metal stuff. I got one that plugs in, so I can rock out on this baby. And there are full-blown electric ukuleles that just sound amazing. And you're like, what? They're doing that on ukulele? I think it's just about what you bring to it as the artist, as the musician or the singer. I don't think there's any kind of music that you can't play on ukulele.
Are you in a place where you can play something?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, since it's almost Valentine's, I'm learning a little something. I'll play for you guys.
Wonderful.
Wise men say only fools rushing, but I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand, take my whole life too. I can't help falling in love with you. Like the river flows surely to the sea, darling, slow down. Something we're meant to be. Oh, take my hand, take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love.
girl.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
You have a
I'm
beautiful
still learning
voice,
it. Thank you.
So I bet you all get invited to a lot of beach parties.
Well, in San Diego.
So my feeling, and I don't know anything about it, but my feeling is that the ukulele is easy to play for simple songs and difficult to play for difficult songs, more so than other instruments. Is that fairly accurate?
It's like you remember that game Othello. The slogan for it was "It's easy to play or easy to learn, hard to master." That's what I tell people with ukulele. It's very easy to get somebody started. I can get you playing a couple songs, in 10 minutes. But if you want to master it, it's just like any other instrument. It is not a toy. You have to put in the effort and the time and the practice.
Yeah.
Guinness Book of World Records says the ukulele is the easiest instrument in the world to learn. It's that simple. And, the beauty of a ukulele, too, is it allows a child to sing. And there's nothing more beautiful than a child's voice singing. And, when you stick these recorders in these kids' mouths in first grade, and you hear them play, to me, you just lose the spirit, not hearing those children's voices, out in song.
And it's fairly inexpensive too. It can be fairly inexpensive, right?
Oh yeah, you can get an inexpensive student's ukulele for under $20, and change a child's life. Yeah. And yes, for sure.
Okay. Well, we're reaching the end of this episode of Flying Circle. Ray, I'm wondering if you, I know you're obviously very shy, but if you could play us off, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Here we go. Don't sing aloha when I go.
I think we just lost someone. Oh, no, we gained someone. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Smile and say, I'll miss you so. Don't sing hello. Hey, Helen, when I go, I dream of
Mr. H.
and Waikiki. That's where my heart has always been. Just smile and say, I'll miss you so. Don't sing hello when I go.
Awesome. Ray. So before we close, Howlin' Hobbit, can you introduce yourself? We're just about to the end here, but thank you for joining us. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Howlin' Hobbit.
Oh.
Sitting here barely together this morning and going to be heading out into the gray and windy and wet day in Breasting.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us at the last minute. You're on the on my flying circle, so when I share this circle, everybody will be able to follow Howlin' and also Electric Ukulele Land.
Hey, Jules! Hey, Jules!
Jules, can you introduce yourself as well?
What's up, brother?
Late, bud.
I just about made it. Sorry, I rushed home to get rushed home from work to get here.
From the UK. Jules is in the UK.
In the UK, yeah. Yeah, my name's Jules. I run a website called Electric Ukulele Land or ukeland.co.uk, and I'm currently documenting some electric ukulele builds.
Okay.
For some solid body electric.
That's awesome, and of course you're in the circle as well. So unfortunately, we're at the end of the flying circle here. But would either of you like to play us off? We had Ray play us off, and then you guys joined. So
yeah, Helen, play us off, babe. Play your bourbon song, man. I love that song.
Oh yes.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it sunk well enough into my head. I was actually, well, no, I had actually been reading. I was reading the lyrics when I was making that video off of a spread of sheets on the floor. I tried one. Are you hearing this okay? 'Cause my little computer hiccups are like crazy. Yeah. Is this all coming through?
Yeah,
volume-wise.
Maple Leaf Rag.
Maybe what?
Maple Leaf Rag. Boy, he tears it up. I'm telling you.
Oh, 12th Street Rag.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a short one. Thank you very much.
Wonderful,
Sorry,
wonderful.
I couldn't get here earlier.
And I'm sorry, Electric Ukulele Land, what is your name again?
My name's Jules.
Jules, okay. And I don't suppose you have a ukulele handy, do you?
I don't actually have one in the room, I'm afraid. I'm in the wrong part of the house.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So
you're always in the wrong part of the house.
No, that's not true.
So Adria, if I can ask you to play one more song and then we'll close. We're running over, but hey, it happened.
Hey, by the way, Mike, thanks for having me this.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Man.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it.
Very cool to get us all together.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, Adria, if you're up for it.
Sure. I'll play a little bit of one you posted yesterday. Summertime, because it's cold. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish jumping, and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mom's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You'll spread your wings and you take the sky. Oh, but till the day, there ain't nothing at home. With daddy and mommy standing by. With daddy and mommy standing by.
Thank you so much, everyone. And the flying circle will be flying in your direction, everyone, so you can follow all of these people. So thanks again, everyone.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Mike. God bless, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.